All right, we are officially live streaming and recording. Welcome to the Children's Services Council of Leon County Capacity Building Services Negotiation Team meeting. This is a public meeting, and I would like to note for the record that our start time is actually 2:45 instead of 2:30 as originally advertised, and extend apologies on behalf of CSC Leon as the negotiations closed session previous to this took a little bit longer. With that, I want to officially call us to order at 2:46 p.m. And for the purposes of the roll call, we'll ask our negotiation team members to please state your name for the record. And I'll start with you.
Irene Gaines, Barbara Hirschman, Carol Barron.
I'll let the record reflect that all three members of our negotiation team are here, in addition to the CSC Leon staff and members of the general public. With that, I'd like to present the agenda to you that will start with general public comment, and then the final negotiation review and recommendation of discussion, at which point, our discussion about the recommendation, at which point the negotiation team will commit a formal recommendation, and staff will submit that in writing that will be presented to the full council at the conclusion of today's session. Then we'll end with team member comments before adjournment. As presented, may I receive a motion to approve the agenda?
Carol Barrington, our the seconds.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. At this point, we will open it up for general public comment. Ms. Clay, are there speakers for public comment?
Yes, we have public comment from Mr. Jackson.
Thank you. I stand before you as a friend of the cause. I've been a fan of children's service councils around the state for more than 40 years. And I know each one is unique and established in its own special way, just like our counties are very different. I want to express my gratitude to all the volunteers, both the council members and to the expert advisors who are going through this process. I think accountability is a very, very important aspect of this work where we're using public dollars. And you have quite an extensive network. I'm not writing, I'm just reporting to you. And I hear from a diversity of voices. And the diversity of voices that I'm hearing from are mixed. Some say, wow, we've got this amazing resource of some $10 million to have an opportunity to do something different and something exciting and something impactful for the children and families of this county. I hear from other folks who say, wow, what can we do to improve children's lives, but maybe without this extra money? And I really believe that money is important for what it buys. And what it buys here, I believe, is accountability and making sure that every dime, every dollar is spent wisely. Now, I'm here to tell you I have confidence in the partnership that is being developed for the proposal you have. I know these folks, I know the work, and I'm confident that not only because they're the only applicant, as I understand, but I have confidence that they can do the job with your good guidance and your good further support. So I'm here to express my absolute confidence that this can happen through what is being proposed. And it's going to be a very, very fast moving train to improvement in the capacity of the organization. Do it well for citizens alone.
Ms. Clay, is there any other public comment?
There's no additional public comment.
Thank you. With that, we'll move into item 5 on the agenda, our final review and discussion. Previously, that we appointed Dr. Gaines as our lead negotiator, so we'll start with you to facilitate this conversation.
We'd like to thank the vendors for coming, again, to do explanations and everything. I think we do have the same goal in mind, and that's, how can we best help and serve the community and children? And so, the ones that are here and that are volunteer services, we did it because our goal also is to see that the community at large and children are well served in every way. Any comments from the other?
I'm happy. I guess is at this time, I asked, earlier, had a few questions.
So we're not in the question phase. This
Okay,
is
not
discussion.
yet.
This is your discussion points, and we've
Okay.
exhausted the question
I
phase
am-
at this point.
I am, based on what was actually submitted, you did answer everything that we asked, you, to provide. And I'm okay. That's,
Any other discussion points that you want to share with each other before you move into the recommendation phase?
I have to add what you said. That was a lot of work in a short term amount of time. And yet we were thankful, and I know I'm very impressed.
Okay. Any additional comments or discussion points? Then at this point, we'll move into item 6, which is the recommendation of action. In alignment with this and in alignment with our procurement policy, whatever recommendation is advised at this point, we'll need to have justification points, and staff is prepared to take those notes to convert that into a formal written recommendation for the council on behalf of the negotiation team. So as you make your formal recommendation, whether it's in the form of a motion, it would need to be consensus, and our goal is to approve by consensus. So ideally, that would be a unanimous vote, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It would be 2 to 1, but ideally it is a consensus vote. With that, again, I'm going to turn it to Dr. Gaines in terms of facilitating a formal motion or to chair this part of the discussion, or excuse me, the recommendation of action.
I think we had, all our questions answered pertaining to moving into this area. And I'd like for us to, in an agreement, recommend moving into looking at the total agreement.
So your motion is to approve the contract as proposed?
Yes, but any other questions that we may have? That hadn't already been answered.
So what we have to get at this point is a recommendation. And we have provided what those choices were. We're not in we've already done the questions, the answers, all of that. The next opportunity for that would be in the actual contract negotiation phase. So this would be just what you believe that we should take back to the council.
Well, I think we have our questions punching up with.
okay. As a member of the negotiations team, I move that we move forward with the proposal. Given the value added that this will actually assist the actual council, not council, but children services center, their staff, and the services that it will provide to this Leon County as a whole. Based on our discussions based on our discussions earlier, there were a lot of things that were actually asked. And just based on that, this capacity building will help us to propel into a level of providing services to our students, to our children, that will be second to none.
I second it.
And if there's a motion to recommend award of contract to the respondent based on the fact that it will provide added value to CSC Leon in order to better serve children, youth, and families and the providers who serve them. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries. At this point, are there any team member comments before we adjourn?
I would say that this is my first time sitting on a negotiation. Learning experience, but I feel that just listening even to observe that, you know, the expectations and the growth and opportunity that we have here in that we can be for our children. And, you know, through the RFA, the whole process, you know, how can we better serve? And, you know, that's the ultimate goal. And I wish you all luck. Okay, and the actual, you know, going back to the council, a little bit more above than what we had anticipated. But this is a lot of work, and I can see that. It's a big task. And I have faith in what was presented here as to being able to help you to meet those milestones and targets that you have set for CSC.
Lots of acronyms.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Barrington.
Well, just for going through all this. You're the best because we know you really want it. And it's a good plan with the addendum and everything. It is good.
Dr. Gaines, any final comments?
No, I would definitely echo, as I said many times, this has been a great learning experience, but I would also add enriching experience. It's really been great.
Thank you. If there's no other team member comments at this time, I want to offer Sika the opportunity for just some executive privilege, if there's anything that
Some
you want to
executive
say.
privilege. So is that what it is? No, first of all, I would like to thank you all as a negotiations team. Granted, all three of you are retired from your, what do they say, W-2 jobs, but we are very thankful that you're not retired from being a citizen in this community and your service to youth and children. So please know that at some point we will call again because we have all kinds of opportunities for the public to help us with this big thing that we're doing, trying to change children's lives. So Ms. Barrington, Ms. Gershman, and Dr. Gaines, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful, even more so because you know that you helped us with a big deal. Additionally, we're looking forward to taking the recommendation back to the council. We want to thank the respondents because we know it is not easy putting in applications of any type, and we appreciate your working with us and working with the tight deadlines too. So we will look forward to seeing you at our meeting later this afternoon. And that is all I have to say.
With that, we are adjourned at 3 p.m. Thank you everyone for attending.
Yeah, I heard Steve say, don't go changing your phone number.
Exactly.